Fabulous 103 FM with me, Tommy D, and Megan the Midget. Just a quick update, really, because both she and I, independently, have both had our vaccinations. Yes. Mine was this arm because I'm left-handed, yes.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good point. When you go, if you're left-handed, ask them to do it in the right arm.
Yes.
Still use your arm. Well, I have to admit, I've got no problem
Did
with my
they ask you first?
No.
They didn't?
No.
You told them?
Yes, I said, can I have it? She said, I don't care which arm I put it in.
Yeah.
Stick it in your bum if you want. No, they wouldn't do that.
Oh.
So we're going to look at exactly how this works, because on YouTube, we've had an awful lot of people posting things, and some of it's correct, and some of it is just total dross, made up stuff. Oh, I heard this, or I read this from a mate, or I'm a pretend doctor, which is... we're two people. We'll give you an idea. We'll both go through our independent thing. Before we do, and I am reading this, but just once again, a quick reminder for the website listing all locations open to expats over the age of 60 or with underlying health issues. These locations offer the vaccine for free. It is free as well. You don't pay. It's a long list of locations, and it's being added to on a regular basis, with a new location opening for bookings today as well. So it's a brand new one just gone on there. Unlike the first and second attempts to get websites to work, this one does work. But you've got to understand, they're probably getting 20,000 hits an hour.
Of course.
So
and
things
some
take
people
time.
re-registering and re-registering.
Yes, and the other thing is, of course, people putting in details with the wrong age. So if you're under 60 and you apply... you're not going to get the vaccinations at the moment. No, unless you've got underlying health conditions. We won't go into ours. It's nobody else's business.
Yeah.
But she's short. I think that was on the list, wasn't it? You tick the box,
only
didn't you?
half a vaccine.
At the moment, the vaccine programme is operating specifically for expats in the dark red or danger zones, as they call them, Bangkok and places around there, and now including Chonburi as well, which is great. And they're catering for expats in those zones. That website is Thailand Intervac, which is intervac.com.
Yes, that's the website that I went through.
And that's specifically for expats. People say, oh, well, we're not getting it, nobody's getting it, and it's not being given away.
Yes.
It is. There is a whole programme that now, it started off slowly like all these things do, now is catering specifically for expats.
Yes. The thing about this website is you can actually choose which hospital you prefer to go to.
When you can open them all up and you can see when you can get an appointment.
Yes.
So if it was me, I would open up 4 and see when you can get an appointment, see which one suits you. Yeah. Because you can get appointments. There's not a question about it. For Thais, they are getting in a massive programme right now. And that programme really has improved. When you look over here at the sports stadium, we can show you pictures of that. But the car parks have just been full and full and full. And the road has been 2 rows of traffic.
Chock-a-block.
Yes, excuse me. 2 rows of traffic going in there.
Yeah.
But they're turning them around as fast as they go in. They're coming out. So they're doing a good job as well. So you had, we didn't go together.
No.
You went to, I'm just looking through here, you went to Medpark.
Yes, right. So my experience was I went onto the Thailand Intervac website.
Right.
And I chose to go to Medpark.
Right.
And I registered through Medpark and I got an email immediately to confirm my booking. My booking was for about 3 weeks later. When you go there, you need to take a copy of your email. And you also need to take your passport. And if you're under 60, then you need to take a medical certificate.
Right, proving that you really have got something wrong with you. Otherwise, everybody's going to walk in and say, oh, yeah, I've got this, and just tick a box.
You can't get that medical certificate from a clinic. You need to get it from a hospital.
Ah, right. Okay, so a clinic one's not good enough.
No, you need to get it from a hospital.
That's a good point.
So I arrived in Bangkok, very well organised. You park in the mall next door. There's lots of parking. And I was in there, I would say I was in and out within the hour.
Well, we've got a series of photographs that we took at Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, which we're going to run through for you now.
About 1,000 selfies and a couple of pictures of the hospital. I'm joking.
It's probably true as well. So we're going to look at these photographs one at a time, just taking us as a flow through. But before we do, just again to announce, at Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, staff were unable to give us comments due to confidentiality agreements and patient protection. However, it's very smooth, as we're going to see in a minute. But the first thing that we do need to point out is you do need an appointment. They had people turning up saying that they'd heard on the radio on 103 that you could just turn up and get these injections. You cannot do that.
No.
It's all done by appointment because otherwise there will just be a mass
They'll be
crowd,
mobbed out.
no social distancing,
Yes.
and they'll run out of vaccines.
Yes.
So it's a very, very
It's
slick
easy
program.
enough.
Yeah. And the first thing is then, so you need an appointment. If not, don't bother to show up. And if you're taking somebody there, that doesn't mean you can get in there. It's a very well organised procedure. And they're very clever because it's done on 2 levels. So you've got the ground floor, which is the reception area for them. You do all your paperwork. Then you go up in an elevator, a lift, and it's marked out for 6 people, I beg your pardon. So there's 6 people going to the elevator, all with the social distancing. When you arrive, and I'm sure it was the same with you, they'll check your passport and make sure you've got an appointment. They'll give you a form to fill in that you tick boxes to say that you haven't got this, that and the other and all this stuff. The first stage, what they'll do is they sit you in front of this machine that checks you for temperature.
Oh.
It's a scanner, basically.
Mm.
And then you fill in this piece of paper that they give you. And when you've completed it, then they take you upstairs, 6 at a time in the lift. When you arrive upstairs, it's a huge area. And there are these wonderful people that will direct you to a desk. And a lady goes through all your paperwork again to make sure that it's you, then puts another piece of paper onto it, and then they take you over and give you a blood pressure test. Because if you've got extremely high blood pressure, you can't have these vaccinations. Some people do have high blood pressure. Mine was quite high because I just sat having a cup of coffee with Dr. Ian. But I was okay. But for some people, if you have high blood pressure, they'll just say to you, have a seat, relax.
Wait.
Just chew yourself out. Get yourself over. And then come back and they do the blood pressure again. And then they take you in to another area where you're vaccinated. And you walk in. Again, you're always got somebody almost with you, directing you from one place to another. Sit you down with this nurse who I told her, I said, I want it in this arm. She said, yeah, no problem. And I didn't feel the needle at all. Did you feel the needle?
I did.
Really?
I'm a baby.
Such a baby.
It
Honestly,
didn't really
I
hurt.
never even felt the needle.
No, yeah.
In fact, I didn't watch her doing it, obviously. I look over that way and pretend I'm a man. But the thing was...
Did you cry?
No. Well, a little bit, yeah. No. There's no pain whatsoever. Absolutely none.
No.
And I couldn't believe she was finished when she was done. And then they take you from there, they'll take you into a waiting area.
The observation area, it's called.
Seats nicely spaced apart.
Yeah. Nice
big
relaxing
screen.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big screen, as you'll see in the series of pictures we're putting up, big screen with giving you the advisory of things to look, side effects to look out for, ones that are okay and ones where you should get medical assistance. And then after 30 minutes, you leave.
Yeah. That's it, done and dusted.
Yeah.
And then you get your appointment for your second jab.
Absolutely. You got that before you left. So you got that now. I stuck it inside my passport. So next time you go in 3 weeks' time.
Well, no, it depends on which vaccination you get.
That's right.
For Pfizer, it's 3 weeks apart. For AstraZeneca, I think it's around 3 months. Because my mum has gone through the same situation at Bangkok Pattaya. She got AstraZeneca.
Okay.
So it's about 3 months apart.
Right, and that's a very good point. Which vaccination are you going to get? Well, in some cases, you'll be told on the website that you're going to get AstraZeneca or you're going to get Pfizer. But in a lot of cases, the hospitals don't know what stock they're going to have on the day you arrive.
Yes, and there's always new stock arriving.
Right, so you may be put down for, as I was, AstraZeneca, or you could even be put down for Sinovac and Astra is a combination.
The mix.
But when you get there, you'll be given a choice of whatever they have, the speciality of the day, really. So, for example, Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, when I went, due to have AstraZeneca, and they said, would you prefer to have AstraZeneca or Pfizer? So I went for Pfizer.
Of course.
And they just tick the documents and off you go. So if you've got an appointment, you're going to get an injection, you're going to get the treatment, you may or may not get the one that's listed, but you won't go down. If it says Pfizer, you're going to get Pfizer.
Yes.
If it says AstraZeneca, the minimum you're going to get is AstraZeneca. So that's that.
And the booking is very simple.
Oh, God, people moaning about this website. It really is simple, but you do need to scan your passport.
Yes.
And send it to them.
Yes.
That's very important. Otherwise,
talking from experience, I've booked in both my mum and my dad at Bangkok Pattaya, and it was very easy.
Right.
You just need to go onto Thailand Intervac. That's the website.
There is only website. We're going to put this name of this
Yes.
website up so many times in this video,
Yes.
so that there is no doubt about which website you go to book.
Yes.
Because it is a very simple procedure.
I
mean,
did
you
it
can do
within 5 minutes.
Personally, I do it on a laptop or a computer, not a phone. But younger people like you use a phone. Side effects. Let's talk about side effects. Well, I'll tell you about. You don't want to talk about yours, do you?
Oh, no.
All right. Well, apparently,
whatever.
according to forensic experts in the UK,
Yes.
if you don't get side effects, then the likelihood is that your body's not working well with the vaccination, because it is
Really?
part of this vaccination. It's
The
part of what it
reaction.
does is to change things within your body. No, it doesn't change your DNA and stuff like that, but it does change things within your body.
Yeah.
So, for example, I can't take tramadol. Tramadol is a common drug, but if I take tramadol, I'm stoned.
Oh,
I am absolutely like I've just smoked 3 joints.
sounds great.
Yeah, so I left the hospital. I'll tell you all mine because I'm not proud.
Yeah.
I left the hospital feeling okay, got in the car, drove home, halfway home, which is a very short drive. Started to feel a little bit stoned, a little bit. By the time I got home, I was feeling it, and I was just tired, very tired, and just slurred speech.
As we heard on the news on Wednesday.
Yes, well, that's what I was going to say. Went through the night normally. My partner in crime, she said to me, "Do you want to go and have a lie down?" I said, "No, I want to go to bed at normal time, so have a normal night's sleep." Woke up the next morning, felt fine,
Yeah.
but exactly the same as if you take tramadol. Or if you was, I would never dream of doing it, but if somebody smoked a joint, exactly the same as tramadol. When I went to speak, everything seemed to be in kind of slow motion. And you do get a bit of a just lightheaded feeling, which I had for most of the day. And I think that's that. And that's why we didn't do the show on Thursday.
Yes.
Because by then I'd also developed a headache, which was a migraine, which they do tell you that you're going to get,
Yes.
don't they?
Yeah.
And they tell you can take paracetamol or take whatever you want, Advil, whatever you take. I think, you don't take tons of them, but take 2 or 3, and then, your size, take 1, and then you can continue through the night. But yeah, that was. I think the worst part of it was the migraine.
That wasn't the worst part of it for me.
No, it wasn't, was it? Because you had
Right.
extremely
So
large,
anyway.
extremely
Let
fast.
me tell my story.
Go on, tell us about your bowel movements.
Well, straight away after my vaccine, my arm felt a little bit numb. I could feel it moving around my arm.
Heroin.
I'm not cutting that out. On the drive back from Bangkok, I drove back from Bangkok. I felt fine.
See, I don't recommend anybody. I think I would recommend everybody to have somebody to drive them.
Yes, just in case.
Yes,
It's sort of better to
you're a
be
lot
safe
younger
sorry.
than me.
Yes.
I
had
would
someone
have.
with me.
Right, that's good.
Just in case.
Yes.
I started to feel a little bit, So I got home and I felt okay, but I just felt a little bit tired. So I went and took a nap. I had a 1-hour nap. After an hour, I woke up. I stood up. I felt quite lightheaded. I felt like I was going to throw up, but I didn't. I had something to eat, and then the rest of the night, I felt fine. Went to sleep that night. Woke up the next day. I felt like I'd either taken 100 sleeping pills or I hadn't slept for 100 years. Woke up, felt a little bit lightheaded when I stood up. I just rested that day. I felt tired, but nothing really that bad. And then after 3 days, I had quite a bad stomach.
Spent quite a while in
Let's
the.
just say I'm glad I stocked up on toilet roll.
Yes, counting the tiles on the floor of the bathroom, which
Yeah, and
unfortunately.
that just lasted a one night. And then the next day I was pretty much back to normal. I had a slight headache over those 3 days, not the whole 3 days, but just, just a tinge of a headache. But other than that, nothing really that bad.
No, so it's nothing really terrible,
No.
and you're warned what to expect.
Yeah.
They do say to you that if you do have extremely fast bowel movements,
Can't believe I've just admitted that on camera.
no, that you should take electrolyte drinks.
Yes.
To keep your body vitalised. If you do get the headaches and the migraines, which are bloody awful, you do need to take pills. The minute you start feeling it, don't try and man up. Take the pills, because I got no sleep at all for the whole night.
Did you have pain in your arm afterwards?
No.
I did the next day. Slightly sore arm.
Yeah, no,
But
none at all.
That's about it.
None at all.
No.
Fit as a butcher's dog.
It must be all my muscles.
But I have to say, even now, feel lightheaded.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's nothing too bad, though.
It's a very simple procedure at the hospital.
Yes.
Or at the centre, wherever you go. Some people are going to Central.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
know
the sixth
some-
floor of Central,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a very simple procedure. It's nothing to be scared of. And if you want medical advice, talk to a doctor. Don't talk
Not the Facebook
to
experts.
the Facebook experts and the YouTube experts who will tell you that it's going to change your DNA.
Yeah, you're going to stick
you're
to
doomed.
magnets.
Yes, you're going to be owned by the American. Oh, but it is personal choice. I think we'll end on that. It is personal choice. If you don't want to have it, don't have it.
Yes.
That's completely up to you. But don't stop other people doing it, because it's their personal choice as well.
Yes.
And, I've actually blocked
got
some
to
people
respect
because
other
I put on my Facebook page, I've done it,
Yeah.
and actually blocked some people
Oh,
temporarily because,
I had a few, yeah.
yeah,
I
it
wasn't
is a
posting for
personal
medical.
choice. We're not telling you to do it. Personally, I would recommend you do it, but we're certainly not going to tell you to do it because we don't make the laws.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, that's up to you.
Yeah.
If you do want to do it and you want advice, talk to a doctor. Or when you get to the hospital, talk to one of the staff. They're so helpful.
Yes.
They really
Yes.
are. I mean, they've pulled in...
And and it's absolutely free.
Yes. This is the bit that people, the other day on YouTube, somebody's going, paying 4,000 baht for it. It's free. Absolutely free. And you're getting all the benefit of Bangkok Pattaya Hospital,
Yeah.
which is...
Outstanding services.
Yes.
Yes.
So there you go. That's our little presentation. Both of us have had the shot.
Still
We're still alive on Monday.
Still
You'll know
got
it
2
works.
arms.
Yes. Your arm hasn't fallen off?
Not yet. Not yet.
Have a great
All
day. Well, I'm glad your arm hasn't dropped off. Mine has. There you go. Another rumour to start with on Facebook and YouTube.
Wave.
Bye-bye. All right.